everybody
Good
to Happy
evening.
Hour tonight.
How's everybody?
We got a strange crew tonight. Me and Max and Tony and
Yeah. I
Heather.
mean,
It's
speak
a
speak
little
for
different.
yourself. I'm going to say strange. Speak for yourself.
Tony, we were talking about Tony's got like a soft look to his camera.
Yeah.
Because I am the international man of mystery, so.
It's like what you should be doing is doing something dramatic that you're doing, like it's one of those daytime soap operas from the 1980s.
Oh, you do the close-up.
Yeah.
It's a soft glam filter.
He is. What do you mean I'm not the father?
You have to do that quick turn.
You know what's amazing about those? When I did that one-day shot on One Life to Live, they do all of the sound and everything. There's no post-production on that. So what they do is they do all the music and the sound effects, and everything else is done at that time.
It's amazing. So, for our wedding anniversary, and thanks to our friend of the show, Craig Shoemaker, I was able to get on the set for a shoot of The Young and the Restless, which is my wife's favorite soap opera. She's been watching it since year one, and the show's been on the air for 50 years.
Right.
And it is amazing. So we got sort of the full tour. We got to go through wardrobe, and then we got to sit on the set while they were shooting, and then got to go upstairs into the booth. And first of all, the sets are incredibly small.
Yeah.
And the way these folks make it look like they're walking around this giant room when they're not is amazing. But I think more amazing than that was watching how quickly they learn their lines and how quickly So we were there. For anybody who watches that show, there's one of the main characters is a woman, and she's played. Her name is Sharon Newman, and she's played by Sharon Caves, and who's like one of the most stunningly beautiful women I have ever laid eyes on. But like they know the lines, and they got it the night before.
Yeah.
Right.
Rewrites.
Yeah.
But they have to do that every day.
Every day.
Well, but I can tell you from learning lines for a play, it's kind of like it's a muscle, and once you get good at it, you get better at it. Do you know what I mean? Because I've done like 2-person plays where you had like 89 pages of dialogue, and people say, "How could you possibly do that?" And I go, "Oh, hell, that's nothing. These people in the daytime drama."
It's really amazing, and the part that was the most fascinating to me was what happens in the booth. There's no talking in the booth, and the director's going, and there's a camera switch, and there's a camera switch, and the background music is being played. They're doing the whole thing on the fly to tape.
Right.
That's pretty good.
It's amazing. It's really amazing. I had a really new appreciation for the actors and the process that goes into it.
Hey, Jeff from Wisconsin, Susan Kirk. Hey, how you doing? Kimberly Brownton. Yes, it would be a great wood for double oak night. I wish I had a bottle. I'm fresh out.
I'd like to say hi to Cheryl Swanson Newton.
Yes,
Cheryl. I don't know how lucky Donna is.
You need to check with Donna first.
I can tell you that I'm unlucky because I'm going to show you what I'm drinking. So in this cup is Ocean Spray juice.
Yeah.
And this is what I wanted to drink. For Valentine's Day, I got my Snoop Dogg 19 Crimes.
Wow.
But we're moving next week. And my wife has packed everything, including the corkscrew. So I have no way. Oh, and by the way, all the utensils are gone. So I tried to open this with plasticware to no avail.
Do you have a hair straightener in the house?
Oh no, that's all gone.
Do you have?
Okay, because I was gonna say you could put the hair straightener and you can actually cause the cork to pop itself out.
Oh, that's interesting. No, I think that's all. I think the bathroom stuff is packed. The only thing that's left is the sofa that I'm sitting on. And she's packed away my respect too. My self-respect is all gone.
Well, we might want to say why Sheri is not on here today.
Hey, Tony.
Sheri lost her cat Tiberius today, and she just needs a night, guys. She needs time to grieve, as any of us would. You know, Tiberius was her special kitty friend, and when you lose one, it's really hard, and it's just really hard to get up and get going.
Yeah.
And so she deserves this time to grieve.
Yeah, so we're thinking of her.
Absolutely.
Hey, Susan Lane. Cheryl, you already spoke to Cheryl. Teresa, Jules Dees.
Trish Bird suggests I keep a wine opener in my car.
I keep one with my condiments.
We're going to add that to the condiment box, Lamar.
There you go.
We're going to add that to the condiment box.
Hey, Joyce.
Hey,
Trish.
We've talked about all these people. Lamar talked about having condiments in his car, which I had never heard of anybody doing that. It turns out there's a lot of people doing it.
Absolutely.
And people doing it. Tony, what have you come up with as a promotional item?
So one of our listeners in South Dakota reached out and said they can source these boxes. They're in like the safety business, right? So they make first aid boxes and fire extinguishers.
This is a first aid situation. No doubt.
Exactly. So we're going to get a 7. I've ordered a 7x10 box. It'll be metal. It'll be white. And then we'll put some sort of a sticker on it. I've already started to pilfer condiments from various and sundry fast food places. I was at Dunkin' Donuts this morning, and I got some salt and pepper packets. And I got some Splenda and some sugar. So we're well on our way to doing it. And by the way, for those of you who are like me and it's in the glove compartment, this is probably a better place to keep it. Probably stay fresher.
See,
there you go. Ed wants to know where you're moving to, Tony.
So I'm staying. Hey Ed, I'm staying in the same town. I'm still going to be a Colorado boy like you are. We're downsizing because our kids are gone and we got a lot of house. And somehow about a year ago, my wife talked me into downsizing. And so we are going to move about 6 miles from where we are, but to a house that's about, I don't know, probably 40% smaller than the one we're in now.
What are you doing with your stuff? What are you doing with your stuff?
He's throwing it out.
Well, what have I been doing with my stuff? Well, like since Halloween, we've been paring stuff down. And I was telling Max earlier, I've been very blessed that in the last 3 decades, every move that I've made has been a corporate move. So they bring in the guys to pack, and they'll pack your trash. They'll pack your Aunt Gladys if she's standing still long enough. Yeah. And then, then you just unpack it on the other end. So we have the double whammy of doing this ourselves this time. And we've been in this house about 15 years. We have to just sort of pare down some stuff. And if those of you who have seen my office, my house is kind of the same way. I got a lot of stuff. And so
let me speak to Jackie Laura right quick. Jackie, I don't think you quite understand how the condiments in your car works, okay? Yeah, you could go buy packets of condiments, but why would you do that?
Yeah.
Because when you go to a restaurant and you say, can I have some mayonnaise? And they give you 1 pack, say, can I have a couple more packs? I mean, the QT expects you to come in and ransack all of that stuff and get what you need.
May I point out something? This is the man who goes to a gas station bathroom, feels compelled to buy something because he has used their bathroom. So on the one hand, he's like, so noble. Oh, I'm going to buy something so you can stay in business. On the other hand, he's pilfering.
I do not walk into QT and get packs of mayonnaise without buying something. I'm buying $40 or $50 worth of stuff after I've went to their bathroom. I'm not that guy. You're that guy.
And by the way, some of these places, shout out to my friends at the Jack in the Box. You ask for ketchup, they're going to give you a handful of ketchup.
Oh, yeah.
They will give you a year's supply of ketchup.
They give it to you. That's how we get it.
Yeah. Well, they give it to you, Carla, but I get mine.
No,
okay, I get it.
This is Richardson coming in on.
Okay. We don't ever get any condiments at the QT. Never.
No,
Only if they. Sometimes if they offer them to me, I'll take them, but I never go in and get them. Okay. But I can't wait for the condiment thing. I cannot wait for that.
Yeah, it's going to take a little bit of time for me to get everything together, but we're doing it. We're doing it. We're going to have some fun with it.
It's been the craziest thing.
See? And when I said this, y'all act like, what in the world? Tons of people do it. Tons of people.
Yeah.
Because you can't trust the drive-through because everybody's not Chick-fil-A, okay?
Right.
Now, Chick-fil-A,
That's right.
I don't even think about it, okay? But at other places, they don't always put stuff in.
No,
They
that's
just don't.
so you have to have it. You
Gotta
have
have
to.
it. Gotta be ready.
Yep.
Okay, Gretchen.
Gretchen
Gretchen Sports says, I just jumped on and Lamar is still talking about condiment packets. I'm done talking about them. Tony's fixing a box for everybody, okay?
Somebody, just so you know, somebody is researching the Bob and Sheri show through an AI, like a Chat GPT or something, and it's going to come back the world's leading show about condiments. Right? It's just going to crawl the podcast in the last couple episodes and it's going to, the show's about condiments.
Yeah.
Well, Gretchen said, "Oh my God, I just jumped on and Lamar's talking about condiment packets again." Yes, because we're going to have a condiment box for your car.
That's right.
See, Elizabeth Butler knows how to live. She's got salt and pepper shakers too.
I got to fix my door. Hold on.
I've got to downsize.
No, I'm not, Cheryl. I'm not bottomless. I would not be on here bottomless. I'm just wearing shorts.
What? Who would say?
I got thick side problems. Sorry, jeez. I love you, Cheryl, but come on.
It would be really ironic if our digital director got us banned from digital.
Lord of mercy. My grandma would beat me with a shoe if I tried to go on the internet. Any kind of bottomless, topless, sideless.
The Casual Wednesday.
Casual Wednesday.
That's pretty good.
It's a little too casual.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Heather, I have some stuff to give away.
Oh, good. Well, tell everybody about the stuff.
So I'm gonna do a 2-pack. I'm gonna do a 2-pack of coloring book and calendar.
Oh.
Now you can't tell me you don't want that coloring book created and designed by Sheri's lovely husband, the sheriff.
Yes. Yes. It's fun. I don't have many of these left. Yeah. I got a couple dozen of these left, so we're gonna give those away. It's a limited edition. We're not gonna make them again. And the calendars.
If you get the calendar,
even though we're approaching March 1st, you still have 10 action-packed months.
That's okay because I'm Mr. October. So
that's right.
There's that.
We're Mr. October.
Oh, thank you, Adam. Yeah, I decided to change things up and swap my hair out.
Sounds good, Cindy.
A Chick-fil-A truck. Jeff Kleinschmidt, a Chick-fil-A truck? Like a Chick-fil-A food truck?
Oh.
God. That's a thing?
What is this of which you speak?
I think they do that.
We understand that there's a thing called the food truck, but I didn't realize Chick-fil-A was like mobile.
No, they have some. Yeah, we've had them come out too. Yeah, we've had a big thing at our church and had Chick-fil-A come out.
No kidding.
Not on Sunday, but yeah, I came.
Yeah. Nothing's happening with them on Sunday, but still. That's interesting. I wasn't aware of that. Kind of cool.
It is.
Have to look into that. So what else going on tonight, boys and girl?
Just work.
I just made lamb chops. But
I made lamb chops.
Jealous.
So what I did is I got the lamb chops and got a little bit of avocado oil.
I love lamb chops.
So avocado oil and then some minced garlic and salt and pepper. And then what you do is you put them in an iron skillet and put it in the oven at 410, and it doesn't take long. But I always use a meat thermometer and let it get up to about 150, and it came out perfect.
That sounds great.
Carla won't eat lamb.
Really?
She confuses them with sheep and lamb, and they're too cute to eat.
Done right.
Chickens are ugly. Okay.
Listen, if it's done right, it's really good.
I love lamb. God, I love it. I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what meal I haven't stopped thinking about since we had it? Like, it'll randomly pop in. That oxtail we had
Yeah,
in Washington. I think about that
Yeah.
sometimes, and I'm like, oh, that was the best thing I've ever eaten.
that was so. We went
Yeah.
as the show. We went there. We were up there for a convention, and then we had the guy that was our waiter, who was quite the character.
He was. He was. I'd never, growing up in the 70s, we heard about the Watergate, right?
Yeah.
And everything was Watergate for those
Yep.
of us who are a certain age. So having dinner at the Watergate Hotel was I felt like we had to do it. And it was fun.
Yeah.
It was a great experience.
It was a lot
Yeah,
of fun.
it was. It was very, very cool. Very, very cool. Wendy, we're on the cusp of the cookbook. It's been a labor of love.
Oh, and reminds me.
Underline labor. Underline. God.
But like anything else, it's worth waiting for.
Yeah. It's right around the corner. It's right around the corner. I'm excited about it.
I've got to get those two recipes for you. One is for a Boston butt that you do in the oven for about, I don't know, 12 hours. And the other is, it's a meatloaf that's really good. It just happens to be gluten-free. I didn't make it that to be, but it is. And you're thinking, oh, it won't be as good. Oh, I think it's better. But I need to get you those.
Yeah. So.
Oh, Betsy, she said she received a belated birthday gift today from a good friend, a Bob and Sherry coffee cup. She's always talking about things she heard on the show. I love that.
I think I know who her friend is, because we had one listener whose cup was lost in the mail, so we had to do a resend on it.
And by the way, if this is the True Weird Stuff hat.
Oh, that's nice.
If you're looking to get True Weird Stuff swag, we have it at Bob and Sherry store.
We do.
How about the Lamar mug? Is the Lamar mug for sale?
Yeah. It says it's like your plaque there. It says life is short, eat bacon.
Okay, good.
Oh yeah. And we have
I
a
got
t-shirt.
mine. I mean, I drink out of mine.
We have a t-shirt too.
Okay, all right, that's
We have a
good.
t-shirt too. So, I guess the next t-shirt will put photos of condiment packets on it.
Oh, Luis Mendoza says, Max, I will never understand people's love for meatloaf. The People's Movie Critic is with me on this. With you on that. He does not. He's like, I'm not eating meatloaf. I don't like.
Once again, Carla has started making some meatloaf, and her meatloaf, I'm eating it. So I can't wait to try your recipe. Carla's meatloaf. I have. Listen, this show has changed my eating habits a little bit. I had never in my whole life, I would not eat meatballs. Would not even touch a meatball. Okay.
Why? Because it's got like a binding.
Well, no, because every time I've ever the only experience I've ever had with meatballs is at parties where there's a crock pot full of meatballs, and they suck. I mean, they just suck.
Yeah, and you grew up in Georgia.
Yeah. I've never, and when I go to an Italian restaurant, I never get a meatball because in my head I don't like meatballs.
No.
But now, that's a whole nother story. Yeah.
No, and I get that. I've had some bad meatballs, but
and I had not had a good experience with meatloaf, so I just wrote it off. And Carla would make a meatloaf, and I'm like, yeah, that's okay, I'll eat something, whatever. But oh no, she's made about 3 meatloafs in the last just little bit, and I'm knocking them out. So I'm looking forward to your recipe.
School lunches killed meatloafs for me for years.
Yeah.
Because they'd serve you that meatloaf, which was who the heck knows what was in it in terms of fillers and extenders and right, and it was like a slab, and it just sort of sat there, and they put some gravy on it or whatever. And
see, Carla's very careful because she does not cook. It's not that she cannot cook, but she makes sure not to cook because years ago when she was cooking, and I would offer my advice to her, well, you want to she said, well, I tell you what, why don't you just do it? And so I did, and now that's what I do. But when she does cook, it is fantastic. And so
I'm filing that away because Carla is the genius, and I want a life like Carla's. So I'm filing that trick away.
Listen, I think
our daughter Alex has not fell. That apple has not fell far from the tree. She doesn't cook squat, but she married a man like myself, enjoys being in the kitchen. So she followed her mom's example. And to be honest, Kaylee, my other daughter, that lives in Japan, her husband Shige probably does 60 or 70% of the cooking. So they've been very fortunate.
Lamar, do you think maybe your approach to your constructive criticism about
Oh,
Carl's
it was a mistake. It was a huge
I
mistake.
think sometimes it's all about the delivery, brother.
Yeah, it was. I thought I was being helpful. Okay, I was being annoying. That's what I was being. I was trying to be helpful because what could a little garlic powder hurt? Could we not saute some onions before we put that? You know what I'm saying? Which I
Yeah.
thought was a constructive thing.
No.
That's annoying. That's annoying. And so
Regina Denton wants to know if the new Book of Bob is out. Yes, it is. And
It
it
is.
has a lot of what was in the last Book of Bob with some additional material, right, Tony?
Yeah. So the first Book of Bob ends right at the pandemic because we spent a few months being like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And then so it picks up. So it's 21, 22, 23, 24.
now Tony Ann Harmon, she's had my grilled cheese, and she'll vouch for it. It's in the cookbook. So yeah.
And Susan Lane loves True Weird Stuff. Thank you for listening to True Weird,
Yes.
Susan.
Yeah.
And true weird stuff and eating, those two things don't always go together.
No, not necessarily.
Not necessarily. Not
yeah.
this last one. Not,
Unless you combine it into a single episode.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
I like that. Hey, Susan, since I can rename that Lamar's sensuous meatloaf. I like it.
I like that. Yeah.
I like it. The sensuous meatloaf. I like it.
Yes, the new Book of Bob is on the website, Cheryl. And if you can't see it, email me and I'll send you a link to it. But it's there. Lamar, I ended up being the cook in our house sort of by default. Because for a while my wife was out a lot of nights. She was doing in-service training for teachers, like preschool teachers and whatnot. So she's out, and the kids were little, and so I burned a lot of dinners, and then learned how to cook.
Yeah,
and got pretty good at it. I should have been good at it naturally. My dad was a chef, and spent his career cooking in kitchens and on cruise ships and in hotels, and but none of it really rubbed off until much later in life.
Well, I mean, the thing is, I love to cook. I mean, I really, really do. I don't mind it at all. I enjoy doing it, and Carla's very good at it. But her whole point is, she sits on the bar stool and she watches me as I cut stuff up, and she goes, "That looks like a lot of trouble. I don't know if I do all that."
I would not like to be watched while I'm doing that.
I don't mind.
Yeah, the cooking together thing. I know some people think it's cool.
No. That cooking together, no good.
Can't have it.
I've had this silly idea in my head that it would be super romantic. Turns out people annoy the hell out of me when they're in the kitchen with me.
No.
Yeah.
Sandra Denise she says, I'm confused. So the new Book of Bob does not have the original material? Yes, Sandra, it does. It just has additional
bonus
post-pandemic.
Yeah.
Because the Book of Bob had become a collectible. It was out of print.
Loaded baked cauliflower. That actually sounds really good. I love cauliflower.
I might eat it. That I won't eat. I wouldn't. I just don't like it. But
see, I was against cauliflower for a few years, but now once I bought the cauliflower rice and started doing cauliflower rice, oh my god, I love cauliflower.
Really.
I really do.
Listen, have you ever had the cauliflower pizza with the cauliflower?
Oh, that's so good. Oh, it's
good.
So good.
Really?
Cauliflower rice. If you get the frozen and get it out of the freezer and bang it up and get it loose. Then take you a nice frying pan, put a little bit of olive oil in there and get it hot, and then throw that rice in there and then keep moving it. And I like to throw some butter in there, and I do some garlic and whatever, but just keep moving it. And you get the water, and as the frozen part, when it quits being frozen, because you've got it in a hot pan, the water part of that just goes away. It evaporates. And I tell you what, as far as, I'm not going to say it's exactly like rice, but if you're not trying to eat rice, you will not be disappointed. It's every bit as good. It's a great vehicle for a gravy or anything like that. It's a great vehicle for that. Yeah.
Cool. It's good to know.
It's really good. It's really good. So,
Yeah, this is what Lamar and I talk about. We talk. Look at
I
other
love
food.
food.
What did you do? What did you make for dinner?
yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Yes, Jackie. My dad, before I was born, my dad cooked on cruise ships. My dad was the head chef on the SS United States, which, if some of you have seen some of the stuff in the news, that ship was decommissioned years ago. And it's being, at the time, it was the biggest ocean liner in the world. It's now being towed out, and it's going to be an artificial reef. It's going to be the world's largest artificial reef. They're going to sink it at sea.
That's cool.
Yeah. And so once I was born, he gave up doing the cruise ships because it was at sea a lot. They went back in those days, before transcontinental jets were in use.
Yeah.
They would go New York, London, New York, Paris. Well, not really Paris, Le Havre, and then back. And that was the deal all year long.
There's another way you can make cauliflower. It's Kung Pao cauliflower. So you do all the same things you would do to Kung Pao chicken.
Yes.
Including the nuts.
That sounds good. I would eat that.
It is very good. Spicy. Oh man, I love cauliflowers. That's I hated that for years too. The one thing though, cottage cheese. I'm sorry. I've tried every way in the world. I can't.
I am with you. A friend of mine just said they made lasagna with cottage cheese, and I'm like,
oh no.
I'm like, everyone in Italy is pissed off at you now.
Yeah, well, I don't even get it.
It makes no sense.
No, it's a horrible thing. It's a horrible thing.
Yeah,
I don't know who came up with that.
I didn't know we were going down the cauliflower road tonight. But...
Well, and this evening's broadcast is brought to you by. If you'd have given me a little bit more notice, I might have been able to get a sponsor. Who knows?
Has anyone tried the cabbage steaks?
I have tried that actually.
I have.
Yeah.
What?
I have. Yeah.
It doesn't.
I tell you what, now I'm a cabbage person. I like cabbage. I do, and I've got some different recipes using cabbage where you stir fry it, and oh man, no, it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
I like
cabbage steaks aren't bad too if they're braised really, really well and like they've got the seasoning on them. They're pretty good.
Oh, Sheri, Wallace, yes, the texture. If I tell you what, if it wasn't for the smell and the texture and the taste and the consistency, it might not be so bad. But so.
Crystal, I'm with you. Crystal Bianco, I'm with you. People will notice if you sneak cottage cheese into lasagna.
I can't.
Just gonna know.
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, he does look like Steve Martin.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, you look like Steve Martin. He's not much on the banjo, but he looks like him and he's funny. But other than that,
Patricia, the cookbook of Lamar comes out later this year.
Yes,
we're hoping for May
before summer.
Summer. These things take time.
Listen, that recipe flying around for cottage cheese, just keep flying. It's not a problem. It can keep going. Don't need it.
Yeah, no to cottage cheese.
See, all right, Susan Lane says that's how she makes her lasagna. It's brave of you to admit that, Susan. That means you're on the path to recovery.
Yeah,
saying it out loud.
That's the first step, isn't it?
First step. Patricia, that's very sweet. I don't think anybody's going to want you to send us that recipe for cottage cheese pancakes. But thank you. Sweet. Very sweet.
Apple pancakes.
Yeah.
Pat asks what's the name for the book. We came up with a name, but I forgot. I never wrote it down, so I don't know what the heck we're calling it.
Wasn't it Let's Eat?
Yeah.
I think it was called Let's Eat.
Yeah.
That might be it.
If I can think of something more exciting, we may change that. But that pretty much covers it. I mean, that's the deal.
Yeah.
That is absolutely.
Maybe we don't want to overthink it, right?
No, that's true.
No lima beans. I've had some good lima beans. I used to be a lima bean hater, but I had some good ones.
Baby limas. If you don't like lima beans, because those big ones are mushy and they're offensive.
And,
Okay,
and
but
They're
the baby
offensive.
limas, they're good.
It's a consistency thing, totally, right?
there is Dory. Dory says hello to us all.
Hi, Dory.
She got in touch with me earlier, and she said, I can't come on until the second half. And here she is, exactly
Well,
the second half.
You hadn't missed a whole lot except for condiments and cauliflower. That's about all we've talked about.
Oh, Aristo,
Condiments, cauliflower, cottage cheese.
from Mexico. He's saying hi from Mexico.
Hola.
Roxanne, what kind of question is that? Every recipe will have bacon. Why are you even asking that? What's going
It
on?
makes things taste good.
That's exactly right.
And you're fine with the microwave bacon, right?
Only from Costco.
Only from Costco. Okay.
Only from Costco.
Okay.
And let me tell you something. I was against that. But it's a compromise. It is not Wright's bacon. It's not the same as if you really take your time. But how many times have you made a sandwich? I would say every time, and you think to yourself, boy, that would be a lot better if I could put bacon on it, but I just don't have the time and I don't want to go through. In 25 seconds, you can have bacon on that sandwich. It's changed my sandwich life forever. You don't have to have any sandwich. It doesn't matter what sandwich. You can have bacon on it in 25 seconds. So
I thought of you the other day, Lamar. I was in Scottsdale, Arizona at a breakfast place called the Breakfast Club, by the way. And they cure their own bacon. And you get like 3 or 4 thick slabs. And it was incredible. We went there like every day for like 4 days in a row for breakfast because that bacon was just.
Elizabeth Butler, I was at a cocktail party not too long ago, and there was a guy came by and he had dates wrapped in bacon, and they had a toothpick through them. I followed him until I had so many splinters in my fingers that I quit. I'm telling you, that is fun. I'm not a big date person, but you wrap that bad boy in some. Oh my gosh, it's good.
Pat Poland wants to know what's each of our favorite foods. I'll start. Mine is fried chicken. There's not even anything close.
That is true for you.
Yeah.
Lamar, what about you?
God. My favorite food is the one I just got through putting in my mouth. I mean, that's a problem for me. I mean, I do love it. I would say this. If I had to face one thing every day, I would say it would be a hamburger. And I love pizza, but if I had to only have one thing every day, I could eat hamburger every day.
And is the best place to go? What's the best place to go for hamburger?
Ike's is the best hamburger in the Ike's is the best hamburger in all the places I've traveled in the entire United States.
Ike's.
So, yeah.
Ike's. And I've been with.
And Max has been there. Neil has been with us, a listener. Neil went with us.
Neil
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's the best. Now, past that, if I'm on the interstate, it's Five Guys.
Yeah,
if you're
Five
traveling,
Guys.
it's Five Guys.
Five Guys.
You can depend on it.
There's a place in Newark, New Jersey called Krug's. Outstanding burgers.
Yeah.
Outstanding burgers. And there's a place we used to go to all the time when I lived in New York City called Jackson Hole. I don't even know if it's still there. And they would take a sundae dish. That's the size of the burger. It would be like one of those stainless steel sundae dishes.
Mm-hmm.
That was the size of the ground beef, and then put that on the grill, and oh my God, it was amazing. Yeah, it was amazing.
Everywhere I go, everywhere Carla and I travel, well, of course, we travel now a lot in the camper, but it's not quite the same. But when we travel to hotels, when I was a hotel person, and I never thought I would be a camper person, but I am. But when we would travel, the first thing I'd do, I'd go to the front desk or I'd go to the concierge, and I would say, do you live here? Yes, I do. Okay. There's a place in this town, and it's a crappy place, and it's in the side of the street somewhere, and everybody that lives here goes there because they got their best hamburger. What's the address? And I would go find that place, and I found some really good hamburgers. But I swear, nothing can touch that dang ox. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's their meat. I don't know. Maybe they haven't cleaned the grill in 8 years. I don't know. But I'm just telling you, it's good. It's really good. It's on a flat grill. If you're eating a hamburger that's not cooked on the flat grill, it's not going to be the same. It's always the flat grill is always the place.
Susan is saying what Sherry called you the other day. Her
Butter
bacon boy.
Well, it might be. There might be. Because I got to tell you, there's hardly anything I cook that I don't put butter in it, and I add bacon if I can.
Yeah.
I was making biscuits the other day, and I had to melt butter, and I used the Lamar mug to melt my butter, and I giggled because I thought, "Yep, this is right."
There's no better thing to melt it in. I'm here to tell you.
It is microwave safe.
Yep.
But hand wash it.
Yep.
For the lady who always asks, is it dishwasher safe? No. Wash it by hand. Unless you wanted to just say Mar after a while instead of
Mar. That's the thing about mugs. You get mugs, and if there's something on them, there's a design or a nice saying or a pic, anything, you can't put that in the microwave.
You got to hand wash it.
Rhonda, y'all are making me hungry.
Yeah.
Hey, Rhonda. Oh gosh.
We all like to eat.
Yeah, Heather, what's the thing you could eat every day?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I probably could eat sushi every day for the rest of my life.
Wow.
As long as I didn't have to eat the same type of roll every day.
Okay.
If I could
Are you talking about sashimi? Are you talking about sashimi or cooked?
I like the raw sushi. Yeah.
I'm okay with the raw sushi. The octopus for me is the best of the raw. I mean, and listen, we go to Japan. I don't get to when we go to Japan to visit Kaylee, my daughter. We don't get to do a whole lot of sushi places because Carla don't eat fish. Period. Much less if they're not cooked. Okay, that's a little bit of a problem.
Okay,
but some of the sushi places, I mean, it's not going to get much better than that. I got to be honest. You know?
I'm not much of a fish fan. If it tastes strong of fish, I just can't.
Yeah. Carla won't not see. I like salmon, and I guess that's a strong fish taste. But I mean, I like salmon.
It's not too bad.
Oh, apparently that's cheating. Well, I mean, I could eat. If I had to eat like one thing, the same thing every day, I would probably eat like Alfredo pasta or something like that. Because I could eat that every day, but I can't eat the same type of like sushi roll every day all the time.
I could do pizza. I could do pizza every day.
I could do it
every day. I could
do pizza every day. I could do Mexican every day, and I could do hamburgers every day. I could. Max and I have talked about this. We do not suffer for my wife, and she has a great palate for a lot of different things. But like, if we eat Mexican, then I know if I'm going to sit at the table with her at a Mexican restaurant, I've got to wait at least a month. Yeah. She's like, we just ate that a few weeks ago. Now she will eat Italian a little bit more often, and she will go to barbecue a little bit more often. She likes barbecue, but she likes a variety. But Max and I have talked about this. If it was good yesterday and I've got it today, it's good today. It's good. I don't ever get tired of a food. Yeah. Never.
See, I need to rotate. I like to have options, and I like different sauces. Like if I eat a chicken sandwich today and tomorrow, I want a different sauce today and tomorrow. I want some variety.
Okay.
Listen, as far as my sauce goes, once you get past Duke's mayonnaise, I don't know. I'm all right. I mean, I'm
a sauce girl. I love
Yeah.
Spicy sauce, or give me a honey mustard, or like a vinaigrette. Like, I love the sauce.
See, that's what I don't know anything about French food. I mean, I don't, because it might surprise you, but in rural Georgia, not a lot of French restaurants. Okay? I mean, it's just not. There was no like lay butterbean. Okay, they're just it's not there.
French
So
fries. Just
yeah,
French fries, yeah.
the closest we got was French fries. So I've never, and I think I understand this. Do any of y'all eat French? Tony, are you a big French food person?
I'm not a big French. I mean, I'll if I'm having it, I guess last month I ate at a French restaurant and had coq au vin, which was great. Right, it's chicken. And I've had duck à l'orange. I don't know if that's really French, but I've had it at a French restaurant, and I like duck. It's a little heavy, but I like duck.
Yeah. Now I've had duck in the China. I've had the orange, the Peking. I've had Peking
Peking
duck.
duck. That's good.
Chinese.
Dennis,
It's not always on Wednesday. It's most of the time on Thursday. We just had other commitments this week on Thursday.
Now, see, French food seems to me like sauces is the thing. That is
It is.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing.
It is.
that is how McDonald's ended up with the sauces for the McNuggets. It was the influence of French cuisine. I know you're thinking I'm making that up, but
No.
Pat wants to know what's your cat's name.
Oh, this is Harper.
Harper.
This is my little orange girl. It's my Velcro cat.
Looking back, see what Darby was doing. So, Max, how's Mojo? He doing good?
He's doing good. He's doing good. We went out for a little walk today, so he's doing well. And
I'd like to try some French food, maybe. I don't know.
it's just that you don't see so many around restaurants. You really have to go to bigger cities to see French restaurants.
Yeah, definitely.
See,
Definitely.
I have my favorite Thai restaurant, and I love Thai. I say I love Thai food, but I always order 53 4 stars with chicken. Okay, so I can't say I love Thai food because I never get past 53 4 stars with chicken. I mean, and I'm afraid to. I don't want to waste my meal by getting too far out of where I'm going, but.
So I mean, I like food that's spicy, but not incredibly spicy. So there's a Thai restaurant, and they'd go, on a scale of 1 to 5, how spicy do you want this? And I went, I'll go 3. Right? That seems reasonable. Oh my God, I couldn't eat it. I mean,
High spice is different.
it was.
You kind of have to ask what the baseline is.
So they said, okay, fine, we'll give you 1. And so I got 1, and I went, "Yeah, this is about as spicy as I care to have it." So
I'm sorry, you're a girl.
I said, "I want 1." The staff is making fun of me. They're making.
Of course,
I'm the customer. Aren't you supposed to be nice to me? Aren't you supposed to be glad I'm there? Not make sport of me because I don't want to eat your spicy crap.
Well, but that's the whole point of Thai food. I didn't make the mistake. Not too long ago, we go in, and I said, she says, what? I told her, I said, I want 4 stars because everybody else got like, Carla got like 1 star, and somebody else got 2 stars. And I said, give me 4 stars. I said, in fact, have you got anything higher than 4 stars? She goes, yes,
the mistake.
She says, how high do you want to go? And I could see the twinkle in her eye. I said, we're going to stay with 4. We're going to stay with 4. Because I could see, because I made that mistake in a Mexican restaurant. One of the first Mexican restaurants I ever went in, it was called Garcia's, and it was a chain all across the country, okay? And so in our town, we did not have a Mexican restaurant. I'd never even been to a Mexican restaurant. So we started going to Garcia's, and oh, man, it was really good. It's really good. And so, and I'm liking this stuff. And so the guy comes and he says, you want the spicy? And I said, yeah. I said, you know what, though? I said, I want some real spice. He said, how spicy do you want it? I said, I want some spice. He says, okay. So he comes back and he sets it down. And I just got a fresh beer sitting there. And so I take the dip. I run it through there. I took a bite. I don't even know. There's no description of the fire that was inside my mouth. I mean, it was, oh my God. So I grabbed the beer because I'm a stupid gringo and I think that I'll put the fire out. So I turned the beer up. The beer is doing nothing. I'm doing the water. It's doing nothing. And so he comes walking over. He brings me a glass of milk and he says, try that. And I turn the milk up, And so it finally gets the fire down. And I said, whew. I said, I am so sorry. I said, I'm very sorry. I said, but let me ask you this so I don't make this mistake again. I said, what was that? He said, what I brought you is we put a teaspoon of that in the big vat to make it spicy.
Wow.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I learned my lesson. That was not, he was great. And I think he understood. I wasn't going to be pissed off about it. I mean, I asked for it and I got it. But he taught me a lesson. No, not doing that again.
With Thai food,
I love spice up to you can't. The taste. I like the taste. If it gets too hot, I don't want just the heat, but I want the spice. So.
Right.
I like Thai food. I really do. I like the taste of it.
With Thai food, I won't go any less than a 3. Like, I want it spicy. It just depends on what I've got to do that day. How spicy
Don't you have to go to the same restaurant a few times to understand what their scale, you know? I mean.
Yeah. Adam Parker's comment was white man heat.
Yeah, exactly. This is this is how we learn.
Our friend from Mexico was talking about, it's passed by now, was talking about eating popcorn with, don't hate me, popcorns with ketchup, mayonnaise, and butter when watching movies. This is a guilty pleasure a friend got me into. Lamar?
What? He puts, wait. Now the ketchup, I don't know. He puts mayonnaise on the popcorn?
Uh-huh.
Oh, please. When you come back around, I need you to, Lamar at Now Radio. I'm here to tell you, I need to know if there's a way to have mayonnaise on popcorn. I really want to know that.
Everything is a vehicle for mayonnaise for you.
I do. Hey, in Japan, pizza, mayonnaise. They put mayonnaise on pizza all the time.
When Sherry and Kevin and Don and I were in Europe, we were at a restaurant and they brought out fries to share at the table. So a big bowl of fries comes out and a big bowl of mayonnaise.
Yes.
And we're like, oh, thank you very much. They go, oh, you're American. We'll go get the ketchup.
No. Oh, no. There's nothing better on a fry than mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise. Yes.
That's the one. It's mayonnaise on fries. Mayonnaise on fries, man. I'm telling you.
I would try that. There might be something to that.
Yeah, there is good.
I love kimchi. I eat kimchi.
Now, let me tell you. This is if Sherry was here, she would say Metagon. I know this is, but I love to take pizza and drag it through some Thousand Island dressing.
That's Metagon. That is so Metagon. It's not.
Oh my God!
My grandmother's rolling over in her grave right now.
I do love it. God,
that is disgusting.
I love it. Pepperoni pizza and drag it through some Thousand Island dressing. Oh my God! So good. So good.
I will say this though: if you take just the crust of pizza and you tear it open, and you put some salt in it, and you close it back up and you eat it, it tastes a little like a Bavarian pretzel.
I love. Listen. My kids, they don't eat their crust. So immediately, as soon as they get through with their pizza, they hand me the crust because I never thought I love the crust. I do. I love the crust. I really do. Listen, I'm a person on pizza. I don't want much tomato sauce. I don't. In fact, I'll try to get white pizza if they have it, or I'll get pesto or something else. I don't like marinara. But when we went to New York, when Jared was graduating from medical school, we went to New York for that. And so he was living up there. And so we went to his neighborhood pizza on the corner, and you go in and it was just, I'd never been to New York until that time. Well, no, I'd been before that once, but I'd never been. And you go in and it's just so corner pizza neighborhood. And so I ordered the pizza and I didn't change nothing. I didn't say light on the sauce. I didn't say nothing. Man, I could have drunk that sauce. I could have, and I don't like it. It was so good. I believe that New York pizza may be.
It's the water.
It's
It's
the
a
water. It is.
Teresa
Some-
Broom, Sherry is okay. Her cat passed away today. Tiberius. That's why she's not with us tonight.
Sad, and we're sad for her.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
well, Max is very familiar with the cat.
oh, I've taken care of Sherry's cats many times.
Yes.
Been away out of town.
Listen, we don't have to say to our audience what it's like to lose a member of your family as a pet. Y'all know. Y'all know.
Well, then-
It's devastating. 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 Can't. It's a terrible pain. It's a terrible pain. It really, really is.
We had one of the schnauzers put down Lucy, and people would ask me about it, and I'd start talking about it. I go, sorry, I can't talk.
Mm-mm.
Just couldn't. I mean, I
No.
wanted to talk about it, but it was really difficult. And
No.
and so was Lucy. Just to let you know.
Yeah.
Lucy,
Well-
Lucy was kind of like a monarch who had been exiled from her home country. And since I was the nearest person, I was her personal servant, and not a very good one, according to Lucy.
When I lost my big guy, my cat, I think it's 3 years ago now. I absolutely for 2 weeks was not functional.
Oh no.
Oh,
And I still randomly will cry about it. So it's hard. And
We were so fortunate. Carla and I had a miniature dachshund Pepper, and she was a great, great dog. And she had a bad back problem, and she could no longer use her back legs. And we brought her home, and I would have to express her bladder 4 times a day, and it was a terrible existence. It was. And my thing is, if I'm a dog and I can't get up and go get a drink of water, then this is not good.
Right.
So we were fortunate that Alex was, studying to be a vet, and she worked at a vet's office. And so the vet came to our house and did what had to be done. So we were able to do it at the house. It was so horrible, but at the house, it was different. And that was what Sheri was able to do. She had the vet come to the house so that it's not under some bright lights on a stainless steel table surrounded by people you don't know. I mean, it's the best you can possibly hope for. Still breaks your heart,
Yeah.
but I think you do the best you can.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
it's tough.
Yeah, I think that's right.
We didn't have a dog for 7 years. We just couldn't do it. We couldn't do it. We couldn't do it.
I
And now
remember I'd call it.
we got
How are you doing? How are you doing
Yeah.
today? How are you doing today? Because it was tough.
Wow.
Yeah, it is. It's devastating. It's devastating.
Well,
And you have to really be a pet person to understand the devastation. Because if you're not a dog person or a cat person or whatever, people are like, what? No. It's just a different deal. It's a different deal.
yeah.
Really.
I mean, our dog is 15 now,
Oh,
and we're
Yep, Mojo just had his 15th birthday.
we're getting close.
yeah.
She's a little senile. She's a little deaf.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I had a guy come out the other day, spray the house for, he does a exterminating or whatever, and he's spraying. He's a super nice guy, but he talks a lot. And when I say somebody talks a lot, what are you thinking? Okay. When I say that, come on, because nobody talks more than I do. So he's just, and we're talking about dogs. He goes, yeah, my mom had a dog. She loved the dog, and the dog got sick, and it was going to cost $5,000. I told my mama, who would spend $5,000 on a dog? And I looked at him and I said, what? I said, 5,000? That if it'll save the dog, what are you talking? I mean, I did not even believe that. And I had with Pepper, we spent at a moment's notice. I had 10 seconds to make the decision. It was $3,500. They thought they could do something. It was a 50-50 shot. I said, I'll go. Let's go. Well, it didn't work. Okay. And so I was telling a friend of mine that worked with about that. And he goes, you spent $3,500 on a dog? I said, yeah, I did. And glad to do it. And so nothing else was said. 2 years later, he had gotten a pit bull puppy. And he come to me after about 6 months of having that puppy. And he said, I apologize. He said, I am so sorry I said that. He said, I can't imagine a number they could give me that I wouldn't spend. I said, welcome to this side. Because once you get on this side,
There you go.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Lamar, what do you have coming for? Not to change the subject, but we only have.
Yeah, let's do change the subject because this is sad.
Yeah.
What do you have coming for
I'm doing
Lamar?
the Gabby Patino thing on Netflix. Unbelievable. I don't even want to give away the fact of how excited that I am to review this, but it's something. I mean, it's really something. And just to say this Netflix for a documentary, if you're a documentarian, this is your dream because she had so much video. I mean, this is so much video in this documentary. And I'll say this, there was red flags. And just like everybody else, when you're in a relationship, you're blind to the red flags. You're blind. Other people can see them, but you can't see them. Yep. And this is a tale of caution for those red flags for her. But it's a great documentary, and that's what I'm reviewing tomorrow.
Tony.
Well, no, not tomorrow. Friday.
Sorry, yeah.
I keep thinking this is Thursday night. Night.
Somebody is asking about your award. Can you tell us about the award that you won?
Sure. I was named one of the 20 top leaders in radio by Radio Inc. magazine, and I'm beyond elated. It's a nice honor to have. It's one of the leading trade publications. The actual magazine comes out in April. I had to give them like a photo and a bio and stuff like that. And you know, as I told my wife, I guess they were short a few people to get to 20, and so they're like, yeah, maybe that Garcia guy. But no, I'm really thrilled about it. I'm really excited about it. When you do what I do, you don't get a lot of recognition, so it's nice to get that. It's nice to get that.
Well, it's great for everybody else to have some idea of how we feel about you. I mean, you know what I'm saying? We know what you do. We know what you do, and it's great now that some other people can get some idea of what you do. And it's
that's really kind of you. Thank you, and thanks to everybody in the chat for the nice kind words.
Tony has a lovely job a lot of times. The rest of us, we kind of work together on the show, and Tony's out there by himself a lot of times. So
yeah, he is. He's out there doing the deal. You know, he really is. He's working hard, and you know, of course, now we're not asleep. Okay. I
was going to say, hey, I'm not getting up at 4:00 in the morning, so there's that.
Yeah, it's true. But it's great. It's great.
Max, really quick, could you tell us what's coming for the True Weird Stuff this week? Okay. I put him on the spot.
I know a little bit about it. It's about they're growing brains in a petri dish, and what is happening when they do that. And it is one of the spookiest. Well, the podcast is called True Weird Stuff. So, what can I say?
It is true and it's weird.
And if you haven't checked it out, please do. And if you do listen to it, please rate it and review it. It helps us. It helps us in churning to get the podcast out there a little bit more. So
I would also like to ask all of the minions if they would share whatever podcast you're listening to, the Bob and Sheri Show, the Oddcast, True Weird Stuff. Share it on your Facebook, share it on your Blue Sky, share it on your Instagram.
Talking Lamar also.
Please share them because that really helps us get pushed out into people's feeds. So the more you share it, the more we get seen.
And there's a new Talking Lamar coming out this week, and I have no idea who the hell knows, but there's something coming. Don't worry about it.
I think you were going to talk about sleep.
I am going to talk about sleep because it's my second favorite thing from food. I love sleep. God, I love it. Can't get enough of it. But yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Well, we've had a good crowd tonight. Thank y'all so much for hopping on here and listening to us bullshit around and talk about just
amen to that.
Nothing.
Yeah, amen to that. And on a Wednesday, not a Thursday.
On a Wednesday, that's right. Not on a Thursday. So let's keep condiments and cauliflower in our head. Let's all think of what a great thing that Tony
think that needs to be the title of the cookbook. Yeah. That's the cookbook
condiments
title. Condiments and cauliflower.
We keep renaming the book all the time.
I know. we got to stop overthinking this.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So,
Good night, everybody.
thank everybody. Y'all have a great evening.
Take
Cheers.
care.
Bye.
See ya. Cheers.
See y'all. Bye-bye.
We're